Hi everyone. Today I was going to talk about how to set up showings in FMLS, specifically through Showingtime. So first off, let me share my screen and let's get into FMLS. All right, so in FMLS, we're going to go to Matrix, and each property is different with showing. So it usually depends on the listing agent. So you do need to read the private remarks for the property and the showing instructions to determine how to request a showing. Okay, so let's just do a quick search. It's Creek, Georgia. We'll do 600 to 900,000. 4+ beds, 3+ full baths. Then I usually go to a map search. Okay, so I usually use carts to organize the properties that I'm going to show. So let's assume that these are 5 properties that my client wants to see. So what I would do is make a cart for the property. So usually it's Saturday, like that 8/20 or whatever, 8/31, 2024 showings. Put it under me. Okay. So then I'd go and view that cart down here. And so all the properties are in one spot for me. Then what I do is I look at the properties and I usually focus on the private remarks. All appointments must be confirmed via showing time. So that's pretty clear. They're going to want us to use showing time, which is this button here. This one, appointment only, please. Your client will love this home. It is amazing. This doesn't say about showing time, but it says showing service down here in the showing instruction. So I would also use showing time for this one. This one. Please make appointments using showing time. So we will use showing time for that one. I would say most agents use showing time, but not always. Please use showing time for all showings. Yeah. Appointment only showing service or text listing agent. I'm going to use showing time since it says showing service. The easiest way to do this when you have multiple properties is to click select all, or you could go to agent single line. And then you can select all 5 of the properties. So they're check marked here. And then you're going to go to actions, showing time. And what this is going to do is put them into a showing cart for you. So create new showing cart. Next. We want to pick the day. We have to call it something. So Saturday showings with. Okay. And then what we're going to do, and this is the best part about using showing time and when you have multiple showings. First off, it tells appointment required. This one's go and show. That means if you make an appointment, it's going to instantly accept the appointment. The house must be vacant. All of the rest require an appointment, so you have to wait for confirmation from the listing agent. You should download the Showing Time app on your phone because then you can have everything in there. Also, when you request an appointment and they accept it, you'll get an email with it usually and a phone call from an automated system. So this puts a map here of all the properties that we're going to see, and you see how they're kind of in a crazy order. Well, the best part about this system is you can hit this smart route button. And what that'll do is it'll put the properties in order how they would make sense on a map. So this makes much more sense than what it did before. But say you're like, oh no, I want to start though at property 3. You can take it and pull up property 3. then do Smart Route again, and it will reorder the properties. So they are in a smart order. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your appointments. So none of these properties have appointments already, but if they did, you would see grayed out areas where other appointments were made. Usually, what I do is my first appointment, I'll make for like a 30-minute period. So I assume my client's going to be on time. Tends to take around 15 minutes to 30 minutes to show a house. It depends on the client. So sometimes you're not 100% sure. The great part about this is it tells you the distance in miles and estimated time to get from one property to another. This does not take into account traffic, but it still can give you an idea of how long it's going to take. So if we start at this property at 10 a.m., they get there on time, we'll be done in probably like 15-ish minutes. It's going to take us 13 minutes to get to the next one. We can make the next one for 10:30. And then usually I try to make the next for like an hour period. So we have some overlap just in case we hit traffic or anything like that. And then I start overlapping the showings. So, on this one, so this one's 10 to 11:30. We'll probably be done there at 10:45, 11. So maybe we'll start this one at 11 and go to 12. And see how I make them overlap just so that we have a buffer either way. Once I get all my showings in here, I did that wrong. You're going to hit send request. I'm not going to do that because I don't have a client that are seeing these properties, but you'll hit send request. It'll send it for all of them. You will get email notifications once the appointments are confirmed. And that's how you would set up appointments through the Showingtime system. One more thing, if you are showing just one property, you can also say you're like, oh, they just want to see this one. You can click Showingtime here. It tells all the details of how they have Showingtime set up. This listing accepts overlapping appointments. Doesn't happen often. Maximum length, 2 hours. Appointment required. Wait for confirmation. You would hit schedule a single showing. And then you would request the time that you want for the showing. Request appointment. So that's how we use Showingtime to request showings through FMLS.